All right, it's a Sunday, a rare Sunday video where it's not fall and it's not a post game reaction. But boy, is there some news today. The New York Jets have officially announced that they have informed Aaron Rodgers they will be moving on from him. And I would assume that means they're going to release him because you would not announce that and then try to trade him. I think that he's probably just going to be released and they're going to bite the bullet. So Aaron Rodgers is going to be available. This is meaningful to the Tennessee Titans because all of the reports that we're hearing are that the Titans are definitely interested in trading back in the first round of the draft. Now, that can always change. We got a long way to go until the draft. But the belief right now is that the Titans are more interested in building up other places on their roster, acquiring more draft picks, and they're not totally sold on Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. If that's true, and who knows, it may not be true. It may change between now and the draft. But if that's true, Aaron Rodgers becomes a very realistic possibility for the Tennessee Titans in 2025. Now, I have not eliminated the idea that Aaron Rodgers may retire. I mean, he could retire. I don't think he wants to. I don't think that's his first option, but he could retire. But if he doesn't retire, I think Tennessee could be a good landing spot for him. Think about it. Aaron Rodgers has made some comments in the past on the Pat McAfee show and things like that about how he loves the state of Tennessee. He loves Nashville. No state tax, income tax. He loves the area. He has a house in Franklin, Tennessee. Brian Callahan's offense would really suit where Aaron Rodgers is at this point in his career. Aaron Rodgers can't chunk the deep ball like he used to in Green Bay, but he's got the quick game still. He could still get rid of the ball quickly. That could come in handy because, first of all, that's kind of what Brian Callahan's offense is geared toward. And second of all, with the Titans' offensive line situation, which is very much still up in the air, you probably need somebody who can just get rid of the ball as fast as they can and accurately. So Aaron Rodgers makes a lot of sense. If you're not going to draft Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, if you are going bridge guy and let's draft other positions and let's look to the future and let's acquire draft picks, if you're going with a bridge guy, I don't see any other option that intrigues me more than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, think about this. Does Kirk Cousins intrigue you? Doesn't intrigue me. Does Daniel Jones intrigue you? Come on. Does Derek Carr intrigue you? Makes me want to fall asleep. Does overpaying for Sam Darnold intrigue you? Listen, Sam Darnold would be all right. Sam Darnold would come in here and do okay. The problem is it would cost too much, and you would be locked in for a couple of years with a contract like that. I'm not interested in doing that with Sam Darnold. Now, could the Titans possibly bring in Matthew Stafford if they had a good deal with the Rams? Yeah, that would be great. I think Stafford's playing at a very high level. The problem is I don't think that's realistic. I don't know. The Titans are just if they're trying to acquire draft picks for the future, doesn't really make sense to give some things up to get Matthew Stafford in a trade. That just doesn't make much sense to me. So, I don't think that's realistic. Russell Wilson, would you say Russell Wilson's better at this point than Aaron Rodgers? Because I wouldn't. Did you watch I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers had some low points this year with the Jets. I don't think it was as bad as people make it out to be. I think the Jets' season as a whole was a disaster. But Aaron Rodgers, he had moments. He had games where he was pretty bad. But overall, there were a good handful of quarterbacks this year that were worse than him. I don't think Russell Wilson would do better in Nashville than Aaron Rodgers would. I don't think that, I mean, Justin Fields, I know Justin Fields is younger. I just don't think Justin Fields would fit in with the Titans offense at all. I've made it clear I'm not particularly sold on Justin Fields. So if you're going bridge guy, Aaron Rodgers, I've said this for months now. He's the best option. And if you go get Aaron Rodgers, well, you might keep Will Levis. I mean, why not? Unless you get a trade offer for Will Levis that is just undeniable. You cannot turn it down. You have to take it. Unless you get that, there's no danger in keeping Will Levis as a backup to Aaron Rodgers, because the worst thing that could happen is you keep him as a backup, he's still on a rookie deal, and then you just release him next offseason or whatever. Or you bring him back and he gets better. And all of a sudden, you have an interesting situation on your hands. So if Aaron Rodgers comes in, I think that would be interesting to have Rodgers as the starter and Will Levis as the backup. And it would give Will Levis what I think he needs at this point in his career, which is the opportunity to sit down and not have the pressure. I think he caved under the pressure this year. I think he needs a reset. He needs a restart. And being able to step back and let somebody else lead the way would probably be good for him. And what that would allow, I know people want to see the Titans. There are a lot of fans that want to see the Titans draft Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders because you want that hope. You want that excitement that comes with a young quarterback. I understand that completely. The thing for me is that if you were to go with Aaron Rodgers, what that allows you to do, it allows you to take Abdul Carter with the first pick in the draft, or trade back, acquire capital, and then take Abdul Carter at pick 3 or pick 2. And then you've got a major need that's been addressed in edge rush. You could use your second round pick to take an offensive tackle to address another major need. In a trade back, you could get a third round pick, which they don't have right now. So then you could use that pick to take wide receiver. And you've taken 3 huge needs, and you have a perfectly acceptable bridge guy in Aaron Rodgers. That's not a bad scenario. I know we want the excitement of the young quarterback, Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. But if I've said it before, if the Titans are not convinced when it comes to the draft, when it gets time for this draft, if they're not convinced either one of those two guys are it, I don't want them to take them. I don't want you to take a quarterback just because. And I've made this clear. What I'm worried about the most, if you draft Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, Brian Callahan is still a major question mark. I have no interest in drafting Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders and then firing Brian Callahan after next season, and then whoever we draft now has to learn a new offense immediately. That's not a winning scenario for the organization. It's not a winning scenario for Cam or Shedeur. And so Aaron Rodgers is an interesting prospect for the Tennessee Titans. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know he's a controversial figure. I know a lot of people don't like him very much. I know he's kind of, he's got that attitude, but the Titans need some attitude. The Titans need some culture and some personality, and whether you like his personality or not, at least he has one. This team has no personality right now. So keep an eye out for that bad man, Aaron Rodgers.